Hi, we're here.
Good morning, boys and girls. Don't you feel like you should have like one of those mirrors like Miss Jean? And you can just look. How did Miss Jean know that we were watching? How did she know all those names?
I don't know. That was great, though. That's funny.
Romper, bumper, stumper, boo, tell me something or other.
That's horrifying.
Magic mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play? That's horrifying that I remembered that.
We didn't have that many things, Hank, though.
Oh, okay. That's true.
You know what I mean? We had 4 channels. We had very few things. Good morning, Jeff. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Good morning, Nat and Jackie. Hello. So yes, it is Tuesday. I got to thank some of our sponsors, MBR Landscaping and Cleaning Services. You can give Bruno a call, 508-280-0605. Online, mbrlandscaping.com. Tell him I sent you. Go get stuff to clean. He needs to come to my house immediately. I've got too many people living here, and I've got too many things that I'm doing that I need cleaners, like on the regular. I do. And also, don't forget, 40 under 40 annual celebration. They've got since 2010 all the way up.
Yep.
Cape Plymouth Business is looking for you if you were part of those alums. And I think there's one sponsorship opportunity left. So definitely call Kara today at Cape Plymouth Business. You'll be glad that you did. Also, Cape and Islands Kia, thank you. 760 Route 28 in South Yarmouth. Tell them Stephanie Viva sent you. Go get something new.
There you go. 40 under 40. I guess that leaves me out, huh?
Oh, I've been... Sorry, never happened. I missed the mark. I missed the boat.
Yep.
However, my daughter's in development with a good idea. So I was like, ooh, I like that. I was never encouraged to be an entrepreneur.
No.
We were workers.
Right. Yeah.
It wasn't like a thing. I had this conversation with my cousin. Happy birthday, cousin Heather. We're not saying how old she is, but it's her birthday today, and she comes before me. So
Look, nobody's older than me. Okay? We were talking about Easter dinner before we when we were doing the radio thing and before we came on live. And I was just talking about Easter dinner and family traditions and whatever. And all of a sudden I stopped and I said to Stephanie, oh my God, I'm going to be the oldest person at Easter dinner. I don't quite know how that happened.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be the oldest one at Easter dinner.
There was a pregnant pause there. And we both kind of looked at each other and were like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
And you know how you always look at the oldest person at Easter dinner.
Glad you're here.
Glad you're here this year.
Want me to cut your ham?
Hope you make
You're not at that point, Hank.
Yeah,
you're a long way away from someone cutting your ham.
Yeah, that's right. I'm
so
a long
I feel
way
like that's a
from
good
that.
gauge.
Yes. I can still cut my ham.
You're sitting at the big table, and you can still cut your own. So
That's
you're
right.
all right.
I'm not drooling and my name isn't
That's it.
pinned to me
You're good.
so that I'll know who I am.
Yep, you don't have an aide. You're fine.
Nope, I'm fine.
You're doing all right. Granddaughter had a birthday over the weekend.
Yes, she did. She turned 11 on Sunday, and yesterday she came home from school and decided she was going to paint her nails.
Yeah.
I don't know, like
They
that
grow
quick.
up so fast.
Yeah, I guess within 24 hours. She's never cared about painting her nails.
Good morning, Darlene. Yeah, my husband hates that smell. Like he freaks
I
out.
thought you were going to say your husband liked painting his nails.
No, he doesn't like that either. But he will go get them buffed. And he does, in fact, enjoy a good pedicure and a manicure.
Really?
He does. Yes, he loves. One time, I said, you know what? You can go in there and get those nasty little boot feet. They're like swamp feet. And he was, deeply working for Comcast at the time. And he went in there and sat down and he's like, I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it. I was like, oh, the foot rub portion.
Right.
Yes, it is fabulous. So, yeah, he doesn't mind. He'll just get them buffed, though.
Oh, okay.
My son will sometimes ask to get his nails painted, but I don't care. Whatever, dude. You want it done? You got it, buddy. Nobody cares. Yeah, so people are painting potatoes, I saw. That was a trend, which we were joking about with the price of eggs that were crazy.
Yes.
But apparently now it's become a thing that people were actually painting potatoes.
It just kind of took off as a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's cheaper. Maybe, I don't know. Why waste a good potato?
Right. Let's go on a potato hunt, kids.
With an egg, you can at least crack it and still eat the egg. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whether it was hard-boiled and or otherwise.
Yes.
With a potato, you just wasted a potato.
Right.
Because I'm not going to eat anything that I painted.
No.
It's absorbing skin, right?
Because you don't know what's in the paint.
I don't
and
need
it's
to
gonna
poison
seep through.
myself. I poison myself enough. I don't need to actively go poison myself. That's a
Right.
problem.
Right. You don't need to actively go do it.
Good morning, Edie. I'm not seeing you on the Peloton anymore because I have a Frankenton and I don't know what happens on there anymore.
Are you still using it, however?
Sort of.
Sort of. Okay.
Kind of. I need to be using it more, Hank, obviously. My daughter is home right now and she's been working out with my girlfriend, and every day they're like, you can come. I'm like, I could,
But I won't.
but I smile and then I go back downstairs. I got to work.
Right.
I got things to do. I'm building my empire, Hank. I don't have time for this.
Yes.
I still need to actually live, so I should probably do some cardio. And
Right.
weights won't kill me in my life at some point. But
Yes. Yeah. No, you want it.
I'll get there.
You
So
will.
what's new in the world of you?
Ugh.
You just survived spring break.
I just survived spring break. We survived
Like,
spring
you're
break.
just a few weeks left and it's over, right?
It's over at the end of April,
Okay.
which is crazy. But they've shrunk Christmas break. So my last class is April 27th.
Wow.
And I don't give final exams because I teach public speaking, and that's just silly and stupid
Yeah, that wouldn't make very much sense.
to have final exams. So they've got at least one more presentation to make, maybe two. We'll see how they do on the next one. And then April 27th, and then I'm done. Hallelujah.
Yeah, you're there. Thank you so much, Edie. She said my hair looks great. I had a hair day yesterday. I went and saw Alicia over at Sea Salt in Mashpee Commons. Definitely suggest you going over and getting a foil or whatever. Mondays are the day to go because they're quiet and most salons are closed on Mondays. So they have like a special. So it's like $30 or $50 or something like that for a partial foil, and they do such a fabulous job. Alicia's amazing. Or go get a facial by Candy. I was sitting in there and one of my friends, Robert, walks in because he had asked me about the facial the last time I was there 2 weeks ago, and he's like,
Yep.
do they do guys? I'm like, they do anyone. If you
Right.
need a service, they are happy to oblige. So he walked in unbeknownst to me.
Yep.
They thought he was there for me. I
Oh.
was like, no. I'm like,
we-
"All right, did you know I was here? I didn't think I put it on social yet.
No, no, you just put the finished product.
That's
on
it. That's
social.
right. No. I shared the ugly.
Oh no, I saw that.
I think it's important to know where you came from. I feel like it's important to establish what needed to be fixed.
And is this a point where I say, "Oh no, nothing needed to be fixed"?
Absolutely not, Hank. You go right ahead. I tell it like it is, and I
Okay.
share the dirty, the ugly.
Okay.
Because I always hate the fake people on social. You know who they
Oh
are.
Lord, they're all over the place.
You see them. I'm not that person. And that's what did I put today on my Stephanie in the Morning page? Plump and unfiltered. That's what you got.
I did not see that. Unfiltered for sure.
That's our question of the day: is what is your special talent, or what is it that you do really well?
And you
And
said being plump and unfiltered.
that was my other meme.
Oh, okay.
When people describe you plump and unfiltered, it was the side of a beer, but it's
Oh,
fine.
okay. That's fine. It works.
Either way, Hank.
Yep.
This is where we're at this morning. So Easter is so early. I'm just confused.
Yes.
You said something about you're used to having the Masters.
Yeah, we would always consider it officially Easter if we watched the Masters.
Yeah.
If on Sunday after dinner, excuse me, all the boys would go into the living room and half of us would fall asleep to watch the end of the Masters. And every Easter where it wasn't the Masters, someone would comment, "Do you know this isn't right? We're not watching the Masters." And it only happens like once every. I don't understand how the church calendar works. That Easter can be this date and then it can be another date, and
Right. The days.
you know the Masters is always the Masters
Right.
on that particular weekend. Oh, you know what I have?
I did clean up. I was cleanup crew at the Masters.
Speaking, you were
I was.
speaking of the
Stationed at
Masters.
Fort Gordon in Georgia.
Really, I have the menu, the food menu at the Masters,
Interesting.
and it's wait a minute, let me find it. Hang on,
The
guys.
food menu?
Yes,
I was with the help.
it's what they're. Oh, where is it? Oh, come on.
They didn't feed us.
Oh, come on. I'm not going to be able to find it. But the caption that went along with it was how to say to people without saying you don't need money, you don't need money. This is the menu. Honest to God, this is the menu at the Masters. Sandwiches, egg salad, $1.50. Sandwiches, pork barbecue, $3. Club sandwich, $3. A beer is $5.
Seems pretty affordable.
Wicked affordable.
But you know what it costs to get to the Masters.
Oh, exactly.
So, I mean, if you're there, they're like, yeah, we'll reward you with this disgusting egg salad sandwich for $1.25, sir.
Right. But like the caption said, how do you say we really don't need your money?
Yeah, right? No, they definitely don't need your money. Just eat the food and be happy that you're here at the Masters.
I mean, $5 for a beer for crying. They could get $25 for a beer.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That the venue is not needing the money. That's
the venue
for sure.
isn't. Nope. Nope.
Good morning, Nat. Oh, yeah, Nat. I'm currently doing cardio and watching you. Well, aren't you a multitasker?
Congratulations.
I need one of those like little things under my desk. Those like little joggers.
So you can paddle?
That's it. I'll just be over here paddling away. Good morning, Lauren and John. John, I saw your photo in the Cape Cod Times this morning.
And what did John?
Well, he's selling the brunch.
Oh, okay.
He's selling the gourmet brunch. So it's funny because there was an article about the development that is going to be where the old Kmart Plaza was.
Yes.
So I clicked on it, and then there was this fabulous photo of John. I was like, oh, that's my friend. I know him.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen the story in the Cape Cod Times about, what's going to happen to the old Kmart, they've got all kinds of plans.
Yeah, they do. And you were right. Like, what grocery store are they going to put in there? Because don't we have them all over there already?
I think so. I mean, there's a Trader Joe's, there's a Stop
There's
and
a Whole
Shop.
Foods. There's a
Whole
Stop and
Foods.
Shop. Like, what are we missing? If you put a Wegmans in there,
Oh, my-
Hyannis will be on fire.
yes. Oh, I didn't think of Wegmans. That would be cool.
It would be on fire. I would be so excited.
Yep.
That place is so wonderful. If you've never been to a Wegmans,
I've never been to one. I've heard a lot about
Oh, it's wonderful.
it. We know somebody who's a chef up there.
Really?
Yeah, we sold him a house,
Oh, wow. You have some funny stories. Price of real estate, by the way, homes are going up again. I can't keep track of what's happening, but it was like the byline of the news this morning.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay, that's positive, right?
They go up, they go down. Interest rates go up, interest rates go down. It's just, look, if you got to move, you got to move. And the prices and the interest rates and everything else. If the house is too small because when you bought it, you only had one child and now you've got three and you only have 2 bedrooms, you got to move.
Yeah.
Or if you're, a older person and you're there living by yourself and you've got, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and you're using 1 bedroom and the kitchen, you got to sell it. I mean, that's all there is to it. At some point, the logjam is going to break.
Yeah.
That people are going to be able to start moving up. People who are staying in their homes for who knows what reason.
Yeah, I was having this weird conversation yesterday, I think, with Tori about the people, the old people. Like, there's so many. When are you leaving? When are you selling?
Right.
The younger families need to live here because we need more workers.
Right. And a lot of it is if you have a couple of kids, there's one. Guaranteed there's one that's gonna go, oh my God, you can't sell the whole Honestly, there's always one.
We could use a Market Basket in Hyannis or an Aldi. Aldi's not my favorite though.
Yeah, but they're good though in an odd
Because
kind of
when
way.
I go shopping at Aldi, I don't buy their food. I buy all the junk. It's like the stuff they'll have like random foot warmers or like socks. I'm like, why is all of this in here? It's like a Christmas tree shop within a grocery store. It doesn't make any sense, but I'm so there for it.
But a lot of their food, we don't go to Aldi's very much because there isn't one around here. But there's one in Albert.
My kids love their frozen pizza. There's one in Wareham.
Yeah, and there's people who use it. It's the top of the line product. They've just slapped another name on it.
Yeah.
The potato chips are really Lay's potato chips or whatever, and the crackers are.
You gotta pack your own groceries. That's how they save money.
Yeah.
And you gotta pay $0.25 to get your grocery cart.
Right, but you get the quarter back if you return the cart, which is really kind of ingenious.
Smart.
Because the parking lot is not littered.
Yes.
With shopping carts because you got to bring it back to get your quarter, and they also don't have to pay someone to go out and get them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So Whole Foods will be another empty store where Borders was. Yep, and then they'll have to develop that too. That's what happens. Everybody's got to bring the whole thing up as if there isn't a problem with traffic on 132 as it is.
Right. Borders. I miss Borders. That was my favorite bookstore.
It was a good bookstore.
There was just a little something different about it. It wasn't Obviously, it wasn't an independent bookshop.
Yeah.
But it kind of had that independent bookshop feel.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we're still bookshop shoppers. Mm-hmm. My kids, Cliff loves it. Barnes and Noble. Once a week we go there.
Oh.
Lil loves it. We'll go in there. I'll go in there to get a coffee and sit and read one of the local magazines.
I made the mistake of telling Mariana many years ago when we went into, it must have been Barnes & Noble, either that or the one in Mashpee Commons. Look, honey, if you want a book, Papa can't say no if you want to buy a book.
That's it.
Now, whether she reads them or not when we get home, I don't know. But when she was younger, it wasn't so much the book, it was the stuffed animal that came with the book.
Yep.
That she wanted. And
If
maybe,
they're getting something, that's all they care about.
What is it? Dinosaurs love tacos.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, but it came with the dinosaur.
Yeah.
So yeah. So she still does it to me, and I you gonna read it? Oh yeah, I'm gonna read it. And then there's these new books, well, at least new for me anyway, called I Survived.
Yeah.
And she's starting to buy those. But
whatever, any way they read. If she likes them, fine. Get a book in her hand instead of a device.
I survived the Titanic. She's read. The one that I want to sit down and read with her, because I really don't know all that much about it, is I Survived the Boston molasses flood.
Molasses flood?
Yes.
All right. I would read that.
Yep.
And they're short reads, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
That's encouraging.
Yes.
Like 50 pages, 90 pages, somewhere around there.
Oh, even less than that.
Oh, nice.
But you know what they did to the
pamphlets.
Goosebumps? You know what they did to the Goosebumps books?
No.
The Goosebumps books.
Right? We're having a lot of tongue twisters today.
When Megan was little, you get to a certain point and they would say, you can either go to page 32 or you can go to page 47.
Yeah.
And that would, switch around the book and what would happen. The new Goosebumps books, they don't do that.
Oh. Is that R.L. Stein's choice or?
I don't know. But I saw one and I bought one. I said, oh, Mariana, this is really cool because we can, pick and how it's going to start reading. And I'm like, where's the go to page here or there? And it wasn't there. And it was the cool thing about those
stories.
books.
You could choose the changing story.
Yeah.
The evolution of the story.
Yes. Yeah. It could go.
Or maybe it was just a
ways.
few of those versions or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I think somehow somebody objected and.
Did you watch the basketball game last night?
I tried to stay awake.
Who won?
I watched the first half.
Don't watch
UConn.
it. Okay.
UConn did. And now people are saying, it's really not a big win because San Diego State really shouldn't have been there anyway. Well, the tournament's the tournament, and who gets
exactly.
there,
That's
and
what
who
happens.
gets there gets there,
Yep.
and it's nice to see. I'm not a big UConn guy, but it's nice to see UConn back in big time basketball.
Yeah,
again.
sure. The controversy with the LSU team being obnoxious. Yeah, I'm like, well, whatever. Guys taunt guys all the time.
Right.
It's never an issue. But if it's a woman doing it with a female sport,
well, the game before,
then it's unsportsmanlike.
in the semifinals, Caitlin Clark from Iowa did it to somebody, and that was okay.
Right.
And then the player from LSU, Angel Reese.
Yep.
She did it back to her, and
But she did it a lot. I think that.
well, she did it a lot. I know, but
She's
she's
like, you want to be obnoxious? I'll be obnoxious.
she's kind of a big personality.
She definitely is. Well, look at Kim Mulkey. Like, she's a big
Oh, my
personality in
gosh.
her attire.
Yes, that pink thing she was wearing on
I love
Friday.
her outfits.
Oh my Lord!
The gaudier, the better. I'm all about like big showmanship outfits, and she's at the big dance.
Oh, yeah.
And she's so Southern.
Oh yeah.
She's so Arkansas.
Oh yeah.
Like, I absolutely love the attire. I think she's so phenomenal. She's got a big personality.
Right. The games were good.
Yeah, they really were good.
And I read, and I believe this is correct, that some of the women's basketball games had a higher viewership than any NBA game.
I believe it. That needs to have. That's the tide and turning it for them to make more money.
Right.
I saw that Kim Mulkey's bonus was $150,000 for winning the national championship, and then the guy from UConn gets $500,000.
Yeah.
Like, it's not right.
No.
But if the viewership is there and the attendance is there,
Then they'll get the
then
money.
they should get that same amount of money. And I think that that's where the divide is. Like,
Right.
I don't think it's a based on sex situation. I think it's just a based on revenue situation.
Right.
So
Oh, I
let's
think so.
support the female support so that we can get the revenue situation up so that they can get paid better. I think that that's where we start. And the WNBA is chomping at the bit for these ladies,
Oh,
this
yeah.
new crop of female players to join because it's nothing but excitement. And when you bring personality and bring social media, like Lil Wayne was FaceTiming Angel Reese.
Oh, yeah.
Wishing them congratulations before the thing. Like, this is excitement.
Oh, it is.
And that makes me excited for female sports in general to get that limelight, to get that attention. That's lovely. It's fun.
And actually, it's better basketball.
Yeah.
It's not shoot a three and nobody rebounds.
No.
I mean, they do shoot threes, but they, take the mid-range jumper or they actually go to the hoop.
Yeah. Some showmanship I love.
And people stay and they rebound and all of that. So, I mean, in the men's game, the pro game, it's, this guy's going to shoot a three. We're all going to jog back
Yeah,
that way.
they barely don't even jog. They like stay somewhere around midcourt.
Yeah. If they're
That's
playing,
not fun.
if they're playing because, you have to rest some of these guys.
Yeah.
They can't play back to back or they can't really shut up.
I know.
We're paying you how much?
It's so true.
It's like, come on. And people pay, and LeBron James said this a number of years ago, which is why he plays anytime he can play. People bought tickets and paid money to see him in a game.
Yeah.
And he will play, even if it's just for a short period of time, because he knows people paid big money to come to the game to see him.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the
The fans are there for him. You're the draw.
right, and the teams that if they're the visiting team, the home team has jacked up the prices for the Lakers game or
Yeah.
before that the Cleveland game or the Miami game because LeBron James was going to be there and they knew they could get more money for the individual ticket sales.
Yeah. Yep.
And then to not show up or to sit on the bench, well, that's not fair. So
No, that does not. What is it?
does not compute.
Repeat. People aren't going to spend their hard-earned money
No.
to come back and see you again. They're just not going to do it because it's too expensive. And if they're going to spend that, then they want to be entertained. If you're not entertaining, what's
Right.
the point of being a fan and showing up for it? So.
Right.
I haven't been to a live basketball game. That's up next on my list. I just got to cross that. I want to be on the court with the Celtics, and then I've crossed off my list of all of the things that I wanted to do in sports wise.
Oh, on the court?
Yes.
You don't want to be up in the
No.
boxes
Nosebleeds,
with the important
not for me.
With the important people like you
No.
were at the Bruins game?
No, I want to be on the court.
Okay.
I think that that's a better seat for me.
Okay.
Courtside.
Courtside,
At the
okay.
Celts. Danny Walsh, I know you've got the courtside seats. Could I be invited to a game? Come on, let's talk. I know where you are. So
You're getting called out, buddy.
I know, right? Well, DraftKings, I told you my husband downloaded that little app. He hasn't bet on it since the Bruins game, but he still has it. And I'm
Yep.
like, you're not putting any money in there, are you?
I was tempted. And then I
Well, you get all
decided
kinds of
not to.
freebies to start, right?
Yeah, see, that's the thing,
Suck you in, a little hook.
right? But all the commercials.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like every other commercial.
The amount of money that they're dumping into sports betting. I saw, and not to go gross or anything like that, but we're going to go gross a little bit because of gambling addictions. There was a woman at one of the Connecticut casinos that just relieved herself, not leaving this machine
Relieves
a
herself.
whole day.
Ooh.
A whole day.
Oh, Lord.
Just sitting there. They had to actually call paramedics to remove her from this machine. She was not going to leave this machine.
I hope she was winning big money.
I can't under any circumstance think of why I would ever, or wouldn't you, if you knew you were that addicted, wear at least an adult diaper.
Right.
Like start the day off like, you know what, this is what I'm going to do and I'm going to sit at my machine.
Right.
Not just openly sit there and just go. Not leaving. Not leaving my machine.
I mean, at some point, the adult diaper wouldn't even be able to handle
Oh, gross.
I can't think of the word. But yeah.
All I'm thinking about is now that you brought up going to the moon again, that crazy astronaut with the diaper. We're going to the moon again, everybody. And not just going to the moon.
No, we're just circling
That's
the
right.
moon. I mean, we landed on the moon. I don't-
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. We were on vacation. I was a kid. We were on vacation down here on the Cape, and I remember watching it. So I don't even remember.
Don't date yourself.
Well,
You got a big birthday coming
yeah,
up.
I got a big
Stop
birthday.
throwing it out there.
Yeah. But I mean, they're making a big deal out of the fact that we're going to circle the moon. We circled the moon 50 years ago.
Right. Well, because we stopped that.
I think this is not meant to sound disrespectful. I think we overreacted to what happened with the Challenger
Oh,
and went, we're not going to do that again because we don't want that to happen.
maybe. It was devastating.
Oh, it was.
I remember being in an assembly, everybody's all excited, and we're like, oh, wasn't that the teacher? Then we were hushed and quickly removed out of the audience. It was just really weird.
Right.
Never to be spoken about again.
No.
It was
No.
weird.
No, and you're right. All those kids that were watching it because it was going to be the first teacher in
Teachers, like,
space.
oh, yay, look at that teacher going to the moon.
Yeah.
Nope. That was, So maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Artemis 2 is going to be, we've got real astronauts doing these things again. So
Yep.
that's kind of exciting.
Yeah. In 2024, so it's not till next year.
Yeah, we
gotta
don't have
do
to
it.
rush things.
No, why rush? We've
So how do
only
you
done it before, but why rush?
Well, it's been a long time, Hank.
I guess.
Go slowly.
Okay.
So how do you feel about this big birthday of yours coming up?
Can I get a recount?
Yeah.
It somehow doesn't seem right. But I guess, the birth certificate has this particular year on it, and I guess it's correct. But yeah, it's folks, you know how your parents and your grandparents say to you when you're younger, one day you're going to wake up and you're going to wonder where the time went. And you go when you're younger, yeah. Guess what? They were right.
Yeah. Now you're here. Now we've arrived. Speaking of which, the final Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, is going to be making its world debut May 18th. I don't know why it's going to be at the Cannes Music Festival.
Isn't it where they show all the
Fancy ones.
fancy artsy?
Yep.
We really
Yep.
don't understand, but this is really cool movies.
Yeah. I don't get it either, but whatever. I'm for it. I'm a big fan of Indiana Jones. And Harrison Ford is going to be in it, him and his geriatric self
Right.
doing stunts, and I love it.
He looks good.
He does look
He's
good,
older.
though.
He's older than me,
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
And he looks great still.
and I couldn't do those stunts 20 years ago.
I can't do them now, Hank. Please. The man still flies planes and does all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yep.
I saw that they have bear meat in a Japanese, what the heck is it called? Vending machine?
Bear meat.
Bear meat. What's the weirdest meat you've ever eaten? I've done alligator.
No, I really haven't eaten any of that stuff.
I've done emu.
No,
I've done moose.
I'm kind of a chicken, if you pardon the phrase, when it comes to that stuff.
You're not cuisinally adventurous?
No.
I saw your wife mocking you the other day on social media, and I burst out loud
Why was she
laughing.
mocking me? Oh, she was staying home and making my dinner.
Yes.
And was going to have my slippers and my drink ready for me.
Hysterical. She dredged up, and I've seen it go around before on social from a 1950s housewife magazine about on things, how you make the dinner and you make the slippers and you get everything. And very Mad Men like.
Yes.
But I think your wife flipped the script. I think she said you were the one that was going to be doing all the
Yeah,
things.
probably.
And then you laughed.
Yes.
Hank was not buying it. He's not having it.
No, not going to have it.
Not
no.
the chef in the house.
No, I'm not. No, that's why she runs Cape Cod Dining at Home and everywhere else, and I just like stuff.
Yeah, right? Almost at 5,000 fans. So
Yes.
definitely go and like it, follow
Yes,
if you
please.
need some recipes or a change it up on your scenery. Cape Cod Dining at Home and everywhere else. Follow them on social.
Yep.
Great group. Cliff won pots and pans the other day from his bowling tournament.
He won what?
Pots and pans.
But he cooks though, doesn't he?
He does. He won a full Wolf set of pots and pans. It's like $1,300 worth of pots and pans. I was psyched
Wow.
until I opened it and I saw one had been used.
No.
Now I don't know how to feel about it.
There was a used set of pots and
No,
pans?
they were all brand new except for one.
So like somebody
I don't know.
had them and
I
donated
don't
it.
know the story.
They bought them, they used it, said, I don't like these, I'm going to donate them. Oh, my Lord.
I don't know.
At least clean the thing.
Cliff and I have been going back and forth making up kind of stories of how this possibly could happen because they won it from a particular appliance store's bowling tournament. So like maybe it was a floor model or something and
or
they
a
used
return.
one from whatever. Either way, I'm very excited about the pots and pans. Don't get me wrong.
Except for the one that got used.
Except for the one that was definitely used and I don't know. I don't know.
How could you tell it was used?
Because it was used poorly.
So it wasn't scrubbed clean?
Correct.
It was just like went back in the box? And they didn't notice?
I don't know. I was so excited. I finally did the thing where I was going through every single one of my drawers and cleaning out the drawer and reorganizing everything because it gets sloppy, overused, or whatever. And then I'm finally unpacking all these beautiful pots and pans, and I'm so excited. And then I'm like, what the hell? It was like almost like there was egg burned on the bottom of it. Like it was
I was going to say somebody didn't clean up the scrambled eggs.
not well.
Maybe it was a return.
So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe it was a return or something.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is that Cliff and I have been going back and forth as to how it could have happened.
Are you going to return it?
Obviously not. We won it. Because like, I don't know about that pan. So now it's like to the side.
Right.
Now he doesn't want to use it.
I wouldn't use it, no.
They're stainless steel pans. You can scrub it out. It's fine. But he doesn't, like, now it's been shunned. It's a shunned pan.
Right.
It's not in the mix.
No.
And it just made me laugh.
It'll be in the trash.
Yeah, that's what we thought too, Jackie. The demo one. Good morning, Tom. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we're not sure, but it's that poor pan has got a life of its own now.
Yep.
So, and it's living in solitary confinement right now until somebody just says, "Hey, I'll clean this stupid thing."
Clean it up and
Exactly.
and then donate it somewhere.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen because
Right.
he's so weird, and I don't care. It's just a pan.
Right. But somebody else.
I know.
I
don't
know.
It's only whatever. It doesn't even matter. Once it's scrubbed clean, it's new again, right? We're fine. We go to consignment shops.
No, it's definitely
We go
used.
thrift shopping.
I mean, look, you can trade in a car and the dealers clean it up and whatever.
That's it.
And then it's still a used car.
Correct.
So that's still a used pan you got.
Right. Exactly.
It's like a used
I
car.
don't mind. Is what I'm saying. Is it still have life left? Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
It was just a really weird find when you open up a new box.
Just has 250 miles on it.
That's
maybe.
it. That's all. It's got a few
Hardly
miles on
used.
it. Hardly used. It's fine.
The little old lady drove it to church. When I was a kid, I went past this. There was this used car lot across from the T station I always used to take. This is when I was, I don't know, 18, 19 years old. And there was this car I really liked, and the salesperson actually said to me, "Oh, that got traded in from a little old lady
It's still a thing.
who only drove it to church."
Yeah.
And I'm like, how dumb do I look?
I know, but it's still a thing. That's still a line.
Oh, yeah.
To this day, still a line.
The little old lady who drove it to church.
That's it. Well, for ours, one of our cars was not a little old lady that drove it to church. It was just two of our friends that only drove it to the bar. So when they gave it to Lily, it really only had like 30,000 miles on it.
Because the bar was reasonably close.
Reasonably close.
And they didn't get any accidents going back and forth.
No, they didn't.
See, those were the days when you could go to the bar and drive home.
That's it. They were fine
and
with
you can't
it.
do that anymore.
Well, they're also just beer drinkers. It's not like they're going to get sloppy or whatever. They just, they drive. That was their entertainment. That's where their friends were.
Right.
So the two of them just get in the car, drive over to the bar, probably have a roadie in the car on the way over and do that and then come on back.
And come on back. See, I miss
What
those
open
days.
container?
See, I miss those days when you could go to a bar, have several, and drive home.
Well, because most people don't do it responsibly anymore.
guess you're
There's no stop valve. Like you're not going home to have to like just to function anymore. People just go and they go too hard.
Yeah.
And then it's not social anymore.
It's a contest.
Yeah, kind of. We're overindulging for sure.
Yeah.
Good morning, Serafina.
Now, when you were at the Bruins game,
Barely used chicken sandwich. Right?
when you were at the Bruins game, how much time did people spend getting up to get more beer?
None, because I was in a box.
Oh.
The beer came to us. I didn't sit with the peasants, Hank. I told you already. But I've been to many a football game where that absolutely you spend most of your time, or a baseball game.
Right.
Baseball is fine because it's social hour anyway, and baseball's so freaking slow. I'm like, I'll get a beer.
A half an hour less. The games are about a half an hour less with the new changes.
All right, we'll see.
So I don't get my nap in now between like the fourth and the
Oh, no.
sixth inning.
Papa doesn't have his nap.
No. I fell asleep watching one of the Red Sox have just come on. I fell asleep on it. What do you mean it's the ninth inning?
I fall asleep watching anything at this point in my life.
Yeah.
I'm just so incredibly busy. I watch enough of it to get the gist of the show.
Right.
Which is why
And then
it
you're done.
feels like I watch so much television, but I really don't. It's like 10 to 12 minutes before I start looking at the back of my eyelids and I've lost all consciousness. I can't help it. I'm that person now. I'm narcoleptic when it comes to watching TV shows. I turned into Mrs. Maloney. Did you ever know Mrs. Maloney?
No.
She was a theology teacher at Bishop Fian, and she
Yes, I
had
do.
absolute narcolepsy.
Yes.
And
yes, I did.
during class, she would just fall asleep on the table, and we'd all be like, "Should we get someone?" And then, for whatever reason, it would be passed down. Like I don't know whether the administration ever knew and didn't care. Or if it was like from the older kids, the kids who had older siblings that had Mrs. Maloney, that just knew. They were like, oh no, she's narcoleptic. She'll be up in a minute. And we're all like, oh, okay.
Okay.
It's definitely jarring,
Oh, I'm sure. First time.
right? But the things that we just accepted as fact in my age, you
Right.
know, we didn't have phones. We didn't have these things. And
Right.
here's our teacher. Just, is she drunk? Is she dead? What
God,
happened?
she would have been a TikTok video. My Lord.
100%.
Oh, my God.
Would have been taken out by the administration many, many times.
Oh, she would have been a
because
huge hit on TikTok.
I think so too, because it would be, and sometimes she'd injure her face. She'd always have like band-aids or like bumps and like seriously, she was
the poor lady.
aggressively narcoleptic, and I don't know how long she did her job in that fashion.
Yeah.
But they left her like she's almost gonna retire. But I felt like she was there my entire high school career.
So your entire 4 years.
My entire 4 years, she was still there, and like it was well known prior to, like my aunts and uncles had
Yes.
had her, and she
Yeah.
like had narcolepsy then also.
Right.
So
I didn't
Really
know
bizarre.
I didn't know she had narcolepsy.
Oh, yeah.
I knew her, but I didn't know she had
yeah, I don't know
narcolepsy.
whether it got worse.
Oh, my
Maybe it was an
gosh.
occasional thing, but for us, it was on the weekly.
Weekly?
That's it. She would just face plant.
And what did you do? Just kind of sit there and just wait for her to wake up?
That's it. Just wait for her. Any minute now.
And you were all so
And she
well
usually-
behaved while
we
she was
were-
asleep.
We were actually, because we didn't know. It's kind of jarring. It could have been that was the one time she hurt herself.
Right, and she really didn't wake
You
up.
know what? We were careful. We were freshmen. We were kind kids. It was Catholic school, you know.
Oh, freshman, you didn't know any better.
No, we're just like, oh god.
If you were seniors, it would have been a whole different
way
thing.
different, way different.
Yep.
Yeah, right. My daughter is about to be a senior, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm not ready for it. And she's so put together,
Mm-hmm.
so much more than I was my junior year. She'll be like, I'm running late, whatever. It's like she's just so communicative, thoughtful, not a regular teenager. I think back to me being her age, and I was like, well, that I guess we're gonna have to let this pass. And then I looked at my husband like, seriously? How is she ours?
Where did she come from?
I don't know, but she is not like my husband and I will tell you that right now. And I'm thankful for
Well,
it.
she wasn't hatched, so as far as I know. I mean, I don't want to make assumptions about anything,
Hank,
but
we had the weirdest conversation with my children the other day because we have negative blood type. So they say we're aliens.
Right.
And so I was saying, you might be more sensitive because they say that we have more copper in our blood. That's why it's negative. So we're receptive to people and their emotions. And I feel like that there is some truth to that.
Yeah.
So Lily said, in fact, so what are you telling us? We're hatched? We're aliens? I was like, no. I'm just trying to explain to you why you might be a little bit more sensitive than others.
There really is a
That's
stork.
all. Yeah, right. Do we know? We don't really know. I'm not going to get into this weird conversation about if we're aliens or not. But there are several TikTok, Instagram, Facebook groups that's like the RH negative group. And they are. Every single day there's like weird alien stories about what our blood type does. And I don't know whether I'm absorbing it now and I think it's real. I don't know. I can't tell what's real and what's not anymore.
No. No.
Do you know what's truth and what's not anymore?
No.
Do we know what's going to happen with the Orange Man today?
Ugh.
I don't know how I morphed that into this, but we're talking about aliens, so we might as well have this conversation.
There you go. I mean, that hair ain't real. I just hope people don't behave stupidly. That's all. Because ain't nothing you can do about it, folks. If it's all BS, it'll get thrown out. There's nothing we can do about it. Absolutely, positively nothing.
I don't know what's real and what's fake anymore. I really don't.
Yeah.
Is the news, are they telling us the truth?
Right.
Unless I see, I'm so skeptical now. Unless I see it with my own damn eyes, I really don't believe it. I really don't.
Well, not to get into it, but the way they've built the case against Trump is similar to the way the case was built against Bill Clinton for Monica Lewinsky.
But nothing happened then.
It's the same kind of
wasting my time.
Well, they were investigating something called Whitewater. Never mind what it is, folks. They happened to stumble into Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with this. While they were investigating Trump's business dealings, they happened to stumble into Stormy Daniels.
Oh, I was going to say Misty. I couldn't remember.
No. Yep. Stormy, Misty.
Whatever.
They're all the same. What is it? Your name is how does it go? Your name is your middle name and the name of the street you grew up on or something.
Oh yeah. Your stripper name.
Your stripper name. or
I would be Tawny Jackson. So
hey,
sounds kind of good, right?
That sounds kind of good.
That's a great name.
That is.
That's classy.
Yeah. That is.
What's your pole name, Hank?
Wait a minute, Tawny Jackson. I got some dollar bills here.
Mari's getting weird. Come get your husband.
Actually, she's at a conference right now. She's not watching. I can do whatever I want.
Oh, God, I love it. It's so good. That's awesome. What are your plans for Easter? I feel like it's crept up on me and I'm not even doing anything besides being the oldest man at the table. What's going on?
We're going to my brother-in-law's up in Seekonk.
Oh, fun.
Because my mother-in-law is having a little trouble right now getting around. So she lives in Pawtucket, so it's easier for her to get to Seekonk than it is to get her down here to the Cape. But I'm not looking forward to the ride off and the ride down.
Yeah. Oh, no. Well, obviously, we're not on that side of the bridge. You can go right down 495 and be all right.
Yeah, I hope. Because
get out there early.
Like we talked about, I think, last week, there was that Easter disaster of I don't know how many years ago.
Yep.
When it took people 3 hours to get off Cape.
I think that was 2013, and I think it was 2013.
Yeah.
People still remember it vividly. I should remember which year it was because it was terrible.
And like I said, I have a cousin who's like a big brother to me, and he lives up in New Hampshire. He's never come back to our house since.
Bye.
We invite him down for birthdays or holidays. No, we're good.
Good.
We're good. We're going to so-and-so's. Okay.
He's scarred for life.
Yes.
That's okay, though. I'm okay when people are scarred for life and don't want to come visit us because it's one less mouth to feed around here. I'm collecting people around here. Like the bodies are stacking up. The mouths are stacking up, Hank.
Well, I had trouble finding a place to park this morning.
Right?
I pulled up and I went, Oh,
Speaking about your used car lot across from the T, that's what my front yard is starting to look like right
know
now.
it.
It's not even summer yet.
no.
Yeah, it's getting a little crazy. I saw before we leave, I wanted to talk about, which I laughed about because I was kind of busted the other day for.
What?
Kids are finding out which one of their siblings their parents use for passwords.
Oh,
And so I use all of them in some fashion. All
Right.
of my kids are a part of my password in some fashion.
but how do you remember it?
Well, because there's a specific way I do things.
I'm not asking you to give away your password.
Obviously
thing.
not. No, but each of my children have a nickname.
Oh, okay.
So it's like their nickname with their name, and then like link speak with all that stuff.
Don't give it away.
You're never gonna be able to get it. I barely remember half of them anyway, but I morph them.
But that's what I mean. If you barely, I mean, how do you remember with all the number of passwords that you have, I have, we all have?
Right.
I'm always changing my password.
Well, I'm out of kids now, is what I was going to say, because I started at the
Well-
top.
well, talk
I
to
have
the babe.
No,
Talk
we're
to the
good.
babe. Maybe it's
I have to
time.
move on to the granddaughter. It's gonna have to like start moving on to another name because new password, new password, new password. Well, I've officially run out of children, and now I'm gonna have to start using the grandbabe and start having a nickname with that one, and then mixing all of that up because I've run out of things. And puppies,
Puppies.
kittens,
Yep.
bunnies. I don't know what else to use now. The one pet I had. Maybe I'll start from the beginning
Right.
and go with Tawny Jackson.
Tawny Jackson. That's a
Start
good
from the
one.
beginning.
That's really good. That's really good. And that's a good radio name.
Right?
You know, if you ever wanted to moonlight from this,
She's a good gal.
you could go somewhere else and
Stephanie
be
after dark.
right.
From Stephanie in the morning now, but
Yeah.
Stephanie at night.
Oh no! Your
be
stripper
Tawny.
your stripper name after dark, Tawny Jackson.
Tawny Jackson after dark.
No, no.
Better watch out.
Let's hear you must be able to do a sexy voice.
No.
You can do voices.
No, I don't. I
You
can't.
can't do a sexy voice.
Obviously I can because that's probably one part of my life I don't think I've ever talked about with anybody. Yeah, that happened.
Oh,
I was a companion conversationalist.
a companion conversation. That's what you called yourself?
Yes.
Really?
I was 19.
19.
I was enlisted.
Did you have scripts?
I did.
And
I
if-
worked for a specific company. It was a companion conversationalist.
And if someone says this, you go here.
Yeah.
If they said that, you go there.
Yep.
True confessions this morning,
Yeah,
folks. On
right?
Stephanie in the morning. Well, you know, it is Easter
Well,
season.
you know what? I had to use the Scotch and soda voice for something, Hank. And you know what? Apparently, a companion conversationalist is what it was.
That's true.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
one of those 900 numbers did lead to me, and that. I was just a friend. If it got weird, I pass it on to my girlfriend, Misty, which makes me laugh. Things are getting weird. Your turn.
Your turn.
Not for me. I'm just here to be a friend.
Oh, so you brought them to a certain point?
Correct.
And then you abandoned them?
Correct.
You left them hanging?
Yes.
Well, not hanging.
That's
but,
it.
But
I was
hang-
there as a companion, Hank. If the companionship turned to something else, that was not my deal.
Oh, okay. What? So what did you say?
Oh, please.
Hang on, buddy. Hang on. This will only take a second. I'm going to get somebody else.
Hold on. You should really talk to my friend Misty. Welcome. Not kidding.
And then Misty took over and
That's it.
and finished the job.
Yeah. That was real. That did happen. I can't believe I'm talking about this. I was the fluffer. You're right, Nat. You're right.
Oh my God, she was an audio fluffer. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, you know, it is the Easter season, and it's a time when you can, you know, go and
Started new.
start anew. You know, I'm sure Father Healy would be happy to sit down with you.
So I've already made my bones with it. I've already talked. I've gone to confession. I think Monsignor Hoy's head looked like it was going to pop off.
Bless
at
me,
one
Father,
point.
for I have sinned.
Yeah, he
I've been
knew.
a fluffer.
He did. I saw the eyes. I saw a lot of movement when I was having in the conversational box over there. Poor Monsignor Hoy was like, what the did I get
What's she
into?
talking about? See, and you don't do it in the dark. See,
And he knew my grandmother, which was even more upsetting.
yes, of course, because he was from Attleboro.
Yeah, so I feel like every single time I would come out of the box, he would be leaving the box also, and I feel like he just needed to cleanse himself.
Right. Oh, so when you went, it was still the box and it was kind of dark.
It was still the box. It was still at St. John's in Attleboro.
Oh,
it was
St.
still kind of
John's.
dark.
Oh, okay.
That was
All
the
right.
last time that during that particular moment in my life.
Yes.
We did have a conversation about my companionship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Monsignor Hoy did hear that confession.
Yep.
And so did you today. So
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Well, you know
I'm
they
finally
say
over it.
Listen, folks, they say that priests forget when they step out of the box.
I don't think he ever forgot me.
So I want all of you, when we go off the air, I want you to forget, just like the priest does. You can do that, right?
All right. Oh, yeah, they did pay for that then. Yes, they did. And it was real talk. Yeah, right? They don't get paid for it now, Hank. I was a Madame Cleo of another kind, okay?
Oh, the children are in school, right? Yeah, this
Yeah.
isn't a school vacation.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
All right, so we're going to say goodbye because I don't think there's much more to say after that.
No, we can't top this, folks.
I'm going to pass you over to my friend Misty. And you guys have a really good day. From Hank and I, we say goodbye.
Have a good Easter.